Another year is down. Welcome to 2022. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you all had a fantastic new year. As we approach this next year of craziness and silliness, I wanted to share what my favorite games were of 2021, and I also conducted a poll to ask you what your favorites were. We're going to look over my top favorite games as well as your top favorite games. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what is the new year going to bring? What is January going to bring? So out of all the games that I played, total of 16 games, there are 3 that stand out as being my top favorite. The honorable mention is Stupid Invaders. This was one of the games that I played when I was much younger. Had it on the original Dreamcast. I never beat it back then. I needed a guide because it was so hard, but it was just so funny. It was so silly. It was so weird. And that's what really fascinated me about it, because it's mostly just an FMV game. It's just, you just watch cutscenes, you interact, point and click type of game that it is. And then you just do that, and then you just watch to see what happens.
Hello there, wild thing. I'm Nelson. And what's your name?
So number 3, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. This was one of the first games that I ever played in my entire life. I had it on the original black and white Game Boy, not the DX version, just the original one. And I played it, I beat it, I played this game so many times, many hours were spent in this game, many hours were spent being stuck at various puzzles when I was so much younger. Then I got the DX version. I got all the other Legend of Zelda games. This was one of my favorite series, and it all started with this game, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. It follows Link in his pursuit to figure out why he's on this mysterious island. And he meets Mario and some other familiar faces along the way. It's me! Hey, Marin and Link. Are you taking pictures? You should take pictures of everyone. Including me, Mario. Number 2 on my list was a new game, Devotion. I never actually heard of this one, but it was recommended to me, so I picked it up and I played it, and wow, it was an incredible story. It's a very, very short, very quick game. You can finish it in just a few hours, but the graphics were incredible, and the storyline was just amazing. It really was. It is the story of an Asian family and what happened with the family and how it separated and what happened mostly with the daughter, Mei Xin. It is categorized as a horror game, but it's not really too scary. And number 1 on the list of my top favorite games is Bayonetta. This was one that I originally owned on the PlayStation 3, which is the worst version of this game because it has very bad frame rates. But it was also the first game that I actually owned the soundtrack before I owned the game, in addition to the first game ever on the PlayStation 3 that I actually managed to get every single achievement in the game. So it was great actually going back, reliving it, and pretty much getting 100%.
Don't fuck with a witch.
On to your favorite. So number 3 was actually a tie between Bayonetta and A Place Forbidden. This one did not make my top 3 list, but A Place Forbidden is a short little indie game that was first featured on the Haunted PlayStation 1 demo disc 2020. It was actually the very first game that I played on that collection. You're in this library, and it's a very mysterious library of the Ouroboros, and you have to try to find a way out by getting the forbidden knowledge. So I played through this one. I got both the endings. Really short game. It is a puzzle game. Some of the puzzles are quite difficult.
Your mind is small. Your mind is fragile.
Coming in at number 2 is Devotion. That's exactly where my number 2 spot was. And then, number 1, your favorite game of 2021, was The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. While it came in number 3 for me, I still love this game. This is definitely a very nostalgic game from my childhood. So, moving on to now what January is going to bring. Well, all of our current games, Mario Party 2, Deathspank the Baconing, and Bayonetta are all about to wrap up. The Haunted PS1 Madvent Calendar 2021 was released at the beginning of December. I will be playing this pretty soon, and we will also be going back into Spelunky as well to do the rest of the custom levels that people have made, in addition to a few of the other additional modes that we have, so that's a lot of fun. We also have The Fall Part 2 Unbound. We played the first one and it was really interesting, the storyline, so I'm curious to see where this one continues from and what the story is going to be. And then finally, we also have Swords and Soldiers 2 Shwarmageddon. This was actually one of the first games that I played, that I streamed on this channel. So we're now going to be diving into the Sega game. So I hope you're looking forward to these games that we'll be starting soon. Wishing you all a fantastic new year, and I will catch you all later.